The following contest is scheduled for a 2-hour time limit. Introducing first, coming from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, wrestling reporter and columnist Justin LaBar. And his opponent, you. Call, tweet, email because you can go one-on-one with Justin LaBar in Wrestling Reality. Right now on Trib Live Radio.
Another hairspray prom queen.
Wasn't the worst Raw that we've seen for having a million last-minute rewrites. It's got its ups and its downs, but of course we all know what everybody's buzzing about today, and that is the return of one man. Trib Live Radio here, Wrestling Reality, one-on-one with me, Justin LaBar, presented to you by Tailgaters Bar and Grill. We are less than a week away from the special Raw pre-party that's going to take place Monday the 14th at Tailgaters. I'll be hanging out from 4 to 7 with you guys. From 6 to 7, a special broadcast right here on Trib Live Radio, so you can come check that out at Tailgaters. It'll feature, obviously, talk of wrestling, your phone calls, emails, tweets, maybe some live fan interaction, as well as a special interview with WWE superstar The Miz. But let's get going in what happened last night in Greensboro, North Carolina for Raw. We start off with John Laurinaitis, and he cuts a great heel promo. Sure, he bumbled and fumbled like he does. He said Brock Cena, but overall, it was good. It makes you hate him. It makes you boo him. No problems there. He addressed his voice. He made himself out to be the Stone Cold Steve Austin of Japan. All good stuff. CM Punk comes out, talks about how excited he is to see Cena destroy Laurinaitis. We find out we're going to see Lord Tensai versus CM Punk later in the night. Big Show versus Cody Rhodes is up next, but first, Big Show has an interaction backstage making fun of Laurinaitis. Big Show beats Rose. Eve comes out and makes Big Show apologize for his impersonation of Laurinaitis. How good does Eve look? I mean, look at, listen to. Her role in general, the entire Eve Lewinsky role is nice. It's kind of a bummer that, because she was getting so good in the ring, but hey, I'll take the hot teacher look. Kofi Kingston versus Dolph Ziggler. Dolph finally gets a win. They tease Mason Ryan along with Abraham Washington, AW, backstage. And apparently this past weekend of live events, non-televised events, Ryan was getting a test as being Dolph Ziggler's bodyguard. Now, they haven't committed to it yet on TV. I've never been crazy about Mason Ryan, but if it gets Dolph Ziggler away from Jack Swagger and Vicky Guerrero, I'm all for it. And who knows, perhaps the appropriate timing and position will be the right rub for Mason Ryan. Michael Cole interviews John Cena via satellite. Now, look, I know they do it constantly, but it bothers me. There's no delay in the answers. It's not a legitimate satellite interview. Why does Cena have a random camera behind him if he's via satellite? Do we have to make it look as techie and media as possible? It just look ridiculous. Put a WWE background behind him. We all know he's coming out for the dark match later on. Nonetheless, it's a good way of keeping Cena out of the arena, so to speak, for the week and keeping him away from Laurinaitis. Layla and Kelly against Natalya and Maxine. The faces quickly win that one. Alberto Del Rio and Chris Jericho up against Randy Orton and Sheamus. Solid match here. Sheamus accidentally kicks Orton. Jericho gets the pin for him. Jericho and Del Rio get the win. So now we're going to have a fatal four-way after they all end up fighting backstage. Fatal four-way for the World Heavyweight title at Over the Limit. I was talking about this on Twitter yesterday with somebody, and you don't see as many fatal four-ways or triple threats anymore. So ironic but good. They're putting that in for Over the Limit. Brodus Clay with the Funkadactyls up against The Miz. Probably the most back-and-forth match I can recall the Funkasaurus being in, having to sell, be on the defensive, but overall he gets the win. Brock Lesnar's music hits with the right amount of delay. Out comes the power walk of Paul Heyman. And like he never left, as natural as chewing gum, Paul Heyman cuts a wonderful promo talking about how he is the representation for Brock Lesnar and his legal counsel. He reads a statement that's from Brock, and ultimately that statement says that Brock Lesnar has quit WWE. Great solution to an issue of keeping Brock spoken for and not having to pay Brock to be there. Finally, CM Punk versus Lord Tensai and Daniel Bryan. CM Punk wildly outnumbered here. Tensai with the green mist and the claw gets the pin on CM Punk. I was kind of upset the Tensai and Daniel Bryan entrance happened on commercial, and I really wanted to see Tensai's entrance because after he attacked John Cena last week and aligned himself with Laurinaitis, I really wanted to see if the crowd gave more of a reaction, more boo to Tensai. We didn't get to see it live, but I'm sure we'll have plenty of chances in the upcoming future. D. Bryan ultimately gets or Tensai pins CM Punk. Daniel Bryan then locks on the Yes Lock over and over and over, and that is how we end Raw from North Carolina. When we come back, we're going to talk about Brock Lesnar quitting WWE, of course, in the storyline. Paul Heyman being back. Triple H hanging out with Justin Bieber. What? 412-320-7925. sportstalk@tribweb.com. Or you can tweet me at Justin LaBar. It's Trib Live Radio Wrestling Reality presented by Tailgaters.